What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of the Fowl Language Podcast. I'm Lamar, and that's my brother, Casey Fowler.
What's going on, good people? It is the Fowl Language Podcast, man, where we talk anything and everything anime on this thing. And tonight we got a good one for y'all. We talking about does bad animation actually ruin anime? So, we got a lot of them. I know you talked about how One Punch Man's was bad. Me personally, I still haven't seen it, but when it comes to certain stuff like that, I'm a little simple to it. I just watch for the action. So what do you think, man? Because I know, like, when it comes to stuff like that, you really like heavier on it than I am.
It depends on how bad is bad. What's the anime that you had me watching? Is the beginning after the end or whatever it is?
Yeah.
A lot of people were upset about the quality of that animation, given how hyped the show is.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it wasn't like top tier Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, award-winning animation, but I mean, it was enough to get the job done. I mean, it told the story. It didn't take me out of it. So I think if it can do at least that, then I'm fine. But on the other end of the spectrum, if it's something like that season with Seven Deadly Sins where Escanor and Meliodas fight, and you're waiting for that fight the entire time,
People
and
mad
it
about
is
that.
trash. Oh, it was terrible, man. It was terrible. Like, I mean, if you didn't have any animation budget for the entire anime, that should have been animated well. You would have redeemed that anime for a whole bunch of people if you would have at least done that fight well. And I think for stuff like that, you can down an anime if it's so bad it just looks poorly done. And I mean, I get it. The animators out there, they have tight deadlines. Sometimes the budgets are impacted. But I mean, you really got to find a happy medium sometimes. So what do you think?
Oh yeah. For me personally, I would say it really doesn't bother me long as I'm into the story, or if it's supposed to be action and stuff, the action and stuff is good and the fights really pull me in. It really doesn't bother me as much. Except for King and Ashura, that bothered me in the beginning because I almost stopped watching that because I really didn't care for that cutscene Final Fantasy V looking type of animation. But it grew on me. The story grew on me, and the fights were good. So I kind of dived back in there. And then for everybody who's seen Kingdom 1's animation was season 1 was horrible. That animation that was bad. Like that looked like some cartoon section in the newspaper type looking stuff. Man, I did not. It was horrible, and that's what took me so long to actually watch it for real, because of the animation. But once I got past how bad that was and focused more on how the story and the fights and the wars and stuff went in it, it actually grew on me. So for me personally, it really just depends on the story of it, because something that I'll miss, just like I said, One Punch Man, I didn't really see. It didn't look no different than the other 2 seasons to me. That just to me. But I look at it more for the fights and the powers and the Saitama being real nonchalant about everything. He's growing. He's up there with a certain list of favorite anime characters that I have. I have different lists and stuff. But anyway. Yeah, man, it doesn't really do it for me. Like, it doesn't do nothing to me, really. As long as I like the story, as long as I like the animation of it, as long as I can get it and it's just not slow, I'll definitely watch it. But if it's slow and the animation is bad, I won't make it 5 minutes into it. I would.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, you're right. I think the story does have to make a difference. Or if I can get behind the concept, like a lot of people complained about was it Record of Ragnarok?
Mm-hmm.
On that anime, and the animation is not great. I mean, I think it's gotten a little bit better. And you can tell by like how poor the fight choreography is. If it's like punch, no movement, reaction. I mean, that gets old real fast. But I think for me, like with that one, for example, the concept was so interesting where you have these um got these different deities from different religions or whatever, personified in a lot of cases, and giving them a backstory of who they are, who they came to be, how they are what they are, with characters from history. So you've got You know what, Leonidas, you got Jack the Ripper, you've got Adam, you've got Nikola Tesla, you've got who else was in there that's good? Different folks in there. I
Hmm.
think Lubu was in there.
Yeah, he
Um,
was. That was probably my
yeah,
favorite fight.
yeah. So I mean, I think it's cool to kind of see like how would they respond if they got to fight such and such. So I do appreciate that bit of it. So that was enough of a draw to me to let me look past the animation. So I guess the key for me is if I can look if whatever the draw is to the animation can get me past the bad animation, if it's passable. Now, if it's just ridiculously horrible,
Can't do it.
and then also, I mean, there are some anime where you don't need to have the top tier animation, depending on what it is. I mean, there's not a lot of animation or a lot of fighting, like a lot of non-action anime that we watch. I mean, you can have decent level animation as long as the story's good, as long as nothing looks stupid, like the characters don't look off or they don't look like they're wrong. Or I hate the one where every time there's a dialogue scene, so you don't have to animate their mouth, you're shooting from behind the other character's head, or you see the reaction of the character that they're talking to, and you shoot from behind their head, or the weird what anime were we watching? There was an anime where it was like, why are we shooting the camera angle from under the floor, from on the floor between their legs to see the face of the other character? Like, why did you pick that as the camera angle for some dialogue? You could have had the camera anywhere else in the room, but that's what you chose. So, I mean, I think when it takes you out of the story, that's when I think is bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I mean, if you use it to the benefit of the anime, if you will, or use it to part of it, trying to think of a good example where there's different anime styles to kind of illustrate certain stuff. I think One Punch Man maybe did it. I'm trying to think of another one. Something else that we watched recently where the animation style reflected like, you know, the mind of the character or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can deal with when you take liberties in the animation like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, give me at
that's
least
not too
something. Make
shabby.
the characters at least move like they're supposed to move.
Yeah, I can't remember which one we was watching the other day, but they like panned out and it was a shot of whoever the main characters was, and they met his mouth was all jacked up. It looked kind of like the Walmart logo. I was like, man, they didn't catch that. It's like, golly. But another one
Right.
that I think is passable, man. Before we close this thing on out, is the guy to high school one. The animation, in my opinion, it was kind of man, but you know, it was just how you described it. If it's passable, if it fits,
Yeah.
whatever. So
I mean,
yeah, I
and
definitely get what you're
that's
saying.
a good example. I mean, they took shortcuts, but you could see the detail of the hand to hand combat.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you could
true.
tell they understood combat to some degree to actually animate. This is what somebody responding to a punch looks like. This is what a kick. I mean, they pull some stuff out the air some of them times, but
Yeah,
yeah, I can deal with that. I mean,
yeah.
and you can always tell in an anime if the hand to hand combat is good, because
Hmm.
you get real lazy on the hand to hand combat, and that's a good way to tell if the anime has got bad animation.
Yeah,
And it was
they
one of those
def.
where Kim was like, I don't. She's kind of like you. I was like, oh, I don't really care. As long as I can get in, I'm good. So I showed her like good hand to hand combat. I showed her like I think Gojo fighting in Jujutsu Kaisen
Hmm.
versus I think I even used the beginning after the end to show her the difference between like the two fights. So I showed her Gojo fighting, and I showed where the main character was fighting the retired Elf King, and you could
Hmm.
see like the difference in like combat. So that's a good example.
Right on,
So yeah,
right
that's
on.
all I got. So what do you guys think about animation in anime? Does it make or break? Are there some where you give the animation a pass, or are there some where there is no way you're gonna let that fly, given how bad it is?
Yes, sir. Hey, man, just like any other episode, make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe,
Mm-hmm,
share
mm-hmm.
button. And like I've already said before, as soon as we get to 100 subscribers, we'll drop the FLP uncut, like, unfiltered versions out here, man. Because if y'all been following us from the beginning, every other word out of my mouth was just ridiculous sometimes. So get us to 100 subscribers, man, and y'all still start hearing that ridiculous stuff that we used to talk back.
Tone them down a little bit. We're gonna tone them
Just a
down,
little
but
bit.
yeah,
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Because
Just a little
man,
bit. Just a little bit.
yeah. So again, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll do what we can when we can. As always, something wrong thing. Got another YouTube channel. Be getting them mixed up sometimes. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Fowl Language. I'm Lamar. It's Casey Fowler. We out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.